Prerequisites number 1, Node.js installation. Check and make sure you have Node.js and you need a version that's at least 14 or higher. Okay, a way to check your Node information is to open a terminal to your project root, right? And I'm just going to paste that in node-v, and it's showing me that I've got version 20.10.0. So pause as you need to here. Use this link as you need to. There's many tutorial videos, and when you're ready to move on to step 2 here, Hardhat setup, we will just rejoin together. Prerequisites, step number 2, Hardhat setup. It's time to install Hardhat. This is going to help us in many ways in development. And so I'm just going to copy that there, come to the terminal, paste it in. And it's always good to know what we're pasting, right? npm install -- save - dev space Hardhat, okay? And together we'll push enter. And I love to see that action there. If it ever pauses or doesn't start right away, just give it a minute. It is going to happen. Once again, we ignore different warnings. For right now, we proceed. So congratulations, your project is now a Hardhat project. It's going to make development so much easier, not having to deploy over and over and over again to see changes, be able to see it right away, right on a local Ethereum quality node. Wonderful. So both of the prerequisites have been met in order for us to continue with Sepolia deployment setup. And here's where we come back to that .env file, very important. Okay, so I'm going to move somewhat quick here because this involves a lot of self-guided work on your end. You're going to want to get an Etherscan API key. You can follow that live link right there, okay? You will need a Sepolia testnet URL from Alchemy, Infura, or a similar provider, and you'll want to paste that into the .env file just like we looked at a moment ago. Third, you're going to want to connect a Web3 wallet. I recommend MetaMask, but any Web3 wallet will do. A link to MetaMask is right here. And finally, and this will complete the .env file, choose which Ethereum account you want as your deployer. Make sure it's not a Hardhat account, and copy the private key and enter it into the .env file and save. Make sure this is not a Hardhat private key. Now, why do I say that? And I'll say it one more time. Make sure you don't paste a Hardhat private key into your .env file for Sepolia. Well, it's because I'm going to use a Hardhat account as an example. And it's terrible to do that, but it's a private key I don't mind showing because all of our Hardhat private keys are the same, which we will learn soon when we start a node together. Okay? So if I come, for instance, to Hardhat number 4, and I come and click on the 3 dots up here and come to account details, show private key. See that button there? I'm going to click that. And so here I'm going to just put in my password. And it's asking me to press and hold over this key. That's how important it is. It wants proof. Press and hold this key for us to show you this valuable information. So once again, this is a Hardhat private key. Never send crypto to these private keys. But it's one that is worthy of being shown in a tutorial. Okay, so I hope that's clear. You're going to paste an Ethereum private key. And so in my wallet, I won't show you the key, but for instance, for me, that could be account 8 here. Okay, that's an Ethereum account. If I get on the Sepolia testnet here, which we'll talk about in a moment, you can see I even have TK1 and TK2 there and some Sepolia ETH. Okay, so that would be an example of an account where you paste the private key into the .env. And so for one more peek at that .env template, by now this is all saved. This will never be pushed to GitHub, and it remains right there in your file because, again, it's information you never want to share with anyone. Okay? Well done. Okay, moving on, and just to reiterate, why will the .env not push to GitHub? It's because it's in the gitignore file. It's just good to know that. Here we have the .gitignore, and then look at all of our extensions that are, document is saying ignore this GitHub, okay? So back to our README, we continue on. Pause as you want to just look in a general glance at some security features. More in-depth info is to follow, but it's just nice to know that you can build with confidence, clone with confidence, and develop with confidence on this URDEX clone with some really nice security features. Let's move on to big number 4, usage.